Good morning. So let me start by saying this. I just hope this reached somebody. Stop taking things so personal. Let your friends move on comfortably. If you really somebody friend and they decide that they want to disconnect from you for whatever reason, let them move on, even if they decide not to say nothing. Stop taking it so personal. 9 times out of 10, it's probably nothing you did. But sometimes people elevating in their life, or they're in spaces where they don't even know what's going on, and their first instinct is to remove themselves, right? And even if it's from you, that doesn't mean that they're not your friend. That don't mean they never loved you. That does not mean any of that. Sometimes, in many cases, people disconnect when they have to deal with things that they don't understand, right? And let them do that without feeling the need to feel like you need an explanation. That's not fair to them, because sometimes it's absolutely nothing you did. Sometimes people just need space to handle things separated. And if you're a real friend, you have to understand that you can't hold on so tight to people. You know, we all love our friends. We care about them deeply. We are so invested in those friendships. But imagine you trying to change your life, or you dealing with something, or things are shifting around, and just imagine you tell somebody, hey, listen, I'm gonna disconnect for a little bit, and they turn around and ask you why, like you owe them an explanation. Like, you might not want to talk about it, because people are dealing with things that they don't want to talk about either, even with their friends. You understand what I'm saying? And everything is not always so negative. Sometimes you got to see the positive in it. And if you're a good friend, sometimes you got to let people disconnect in a good space, right? At least on your end, like, you know what, it's cool, and you move on. You know what I'm saying? Those attachments we have to people and those abandonment issues really be showing when we get online and say, oh, they was never my friend anyway. They disconnected. They doing something different, X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, first of all, you got to maintain your life. Step one, like, maintain what you got going on in your life, right? Step two, yeah, we love our friends, like I said previously, but sometimes you have to let them fly. You have to let them network with other people, because sometimes those people will get them where God needs them to be. And you got to respect that. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, because you're like, well, damn, why can't I go or whatever? Because everything is not your mission. Everything is not for you to be. Sometimes you really can't go where other people going, and that don't just count for you in your life. Like, all people can't go where I'm going. It don't just go for you in your life. And some people is here for a reason and a season. Everybody not here to use you. Everybody not here to not be good to you. Sometimes people elevate, and sometimes they need to disconnect, and that's okay. If you really care about them, you'll let them move on comfortably. That's what you do when you love people and you care about them. And, it's not to invalidate anybody's feelings. Like, your feelings don't matter how you feel. Check this out. If the shoe was on the other foot, 9 times out of 10, you're going to move the same way. You're going to disconnect, handle things a certain way, where people be like, damn, she acting funny, or he acting funny. You don't owe nobody no explanation when you elevate in your life and you moving in your purpose, or God is shifting you around. That's the only person that's the person that you had that conversation with, is God. Right? Because he know what he doing. He knowing how he handling things for you. So stop taking things so personal. And even if it is on some negative shit, even if you still see them online, or you still see them doing other stuff, you don't know what people doing. That's kind of just like, just for example, real quick, when somebody might need to borrow money from you today, and then they might needed it today. No, they might not need it tomorrow. No, they might not need it next week. Like, they might have just needed it today for real. You understand what I'm saying? But it's just like, let people do their thing. Let people soar, let people fly. Trust me, good friendships come back. Sometimes people have to get their life together and do what God told them to do, or where God shifted them, and whatever the case may be, and let them rock out. Like, just like you don't owe nobody no explanation when you do things, they don't owe an explanation to you. When you care about people, you let them do their thing. And then if they come back, they come back. And if you decide to accept them back, you can. If you decide not to, you can. That's a choice that you got to make. But I think it's only fair to really let your friends understand life and understand what's going on in your life. Let them give them a minute to breathe. Let them have a minute to do their own thing. Give them a minute to handle what they need to handle, and love them. That's all you could do. Leave it alone. Okay? Love you.